Luis Alfredo Garavito Cubillos, 25 January 1957, 12 October 2023, also known as La Bestia, the Beast, or Tribilín, Goofy, was a Colombian serial killer, sex offender, pedophile, and necrophile who sexually assaulted 200 victims before, sexually assaulting and murdering 193 victims, mostly young men and boys from 1992 to 1999 in Western Colombia. Garavito began to feel apathy with his sex crimes. On 4 October 1992, he had spotted 13-year-old Juan Carlos walking near a bazaar where he had been drinking. According to Garavito, the reflection of the moonlight in the river had invoked a strange force within him, reminding him of his childhood and enraging him. He followed the child, buying synthetic rope and a butcher's knife on the way before offering him work for 500 or 1,000 pesos. Carlos left the crowded area in Jamundí with Garavito to go to a remote area near the local railroad, where he was later found with his front teeth knocked out, severe cuts to his rectum and throat, and his genitals severed. Garavito alleged he blacked out and wept upon discovering blood on his clothes in the morning. On 10 October 1992, Garavito ventured to Trujillo to see his sister Esther. Drinking brandy to subdue his impulses, he began breaking containers in a state of rage after seeing a child pass by, murdering 12-year-old John Alexander Peñaranda on the way to his sister's residence while in Tuluá. He further pursued and murdered youths, collecting their amputated toes. In 1993, Garavito started cutting into his victims' bellies, luring 8 youths aged 9 to 11 from a local school to a nearby wooded lot in the La Victoria district. For fear of being traced by bloodhounds, Garavito then discarded their amputated toes before murdering Henry Giovanni Garcia, Marco Aurelio Castaño, Juan David Cárdenas, Jaime Orlando Popayan, and 3 more unidentified children in southeast Bogotá. He then murdered 2 additional children in the Meissen neighborhood before departing for Tuluá, to Pereira, to Quimbaya, then to Tuluá again, where he murdered more children, ending his spree in 1993 with the death of 13-year-old Mauricio Monedero Mejia. In early 1994, Garavito lured a Bogotá youth, estimated to be about 12 years old, who had fallen asleep on the bus. After providing him with brandy, Garavito stripped and bound the child at a secluded ravine spot in a dazed state before noticing a foul odor. He then let go of the child after discovering the source of the odor was a mass grave. Immediately, the child seized the knife, severing Garavito's tendons in his left hand with the weapon before ultimately being overpowered and murdered by Garavito. On 4 February 1994, Garavito lured 13-year-old Jaime Andrés González from the Plaza de Bolívar to a sugarcane field shortly after being expelled from a bar that night for complaining of their food before molesting and murdering him. Encountering a large crucifix, he entered a brief psychosis and heard a voice berating him before burying his knife and praying for forgiveness, retrieving the knife again and returning to his hotel room to chant scripture from the 57th Psalm for several hours until dawn. On 12th January 1997, Garavito murdered an 8-year-old boy before murdering an additional 2 minors during this period. The victims were almost exclusively boys, though Garavito has also been noted by local media to have molested and murdered female victims. In addition to his 172 initial charges of murder, Garavito also confessed to 28 more murders in 2003, of which 5 were adults. According to Garavito, he ordered the killings of his adult victims.